Good morning, and here we are once again, held side on to the wind and the current. At the moment the tide is going out and the wind is southerly coming from that direction, and we're sideways. Poor old mate over here, every time the tide is low he's got a yacht and a motorboat, like a houseboat, tied together, and they sit on the bottom hanging out in river heads, making a nice little anchor track. Good anchor. Been gusting 28, 29 today, so we're in a good safe spot and we are not budging. 9 days in Australia. 4 of them were in Bundaberg, 5 of them we've been cruising. We've done a pretty good effort. We are due for a bit of thunder and lightning tomorrow afternoon, preferably in daylight.
Queensland has some supercells normally, some super stormy conditions, and yeah.
This is the shit that stresses me out. We have dragged 7 meters towards the shore, and now we are bumping on the bottom with 2 meters at low tide, thank goodness, but it's not fun. I don't want to move anymore.
Yeah, sailing can be so much fun sometimes.
New experience, first time hitting the bottom. We dragged only 7 meters, or I don't even know if we dragged, but we certainly stretched out 7 meters, and we were anchoring for like 8 meters depth, and of course when you end up in 2 meters there's a lot less chain that needs to be put down. But anyway, we were bumping up and down on the bottom in the mud in 2 meters, and so thank goodness we managed to pick the anchor up just in the nick of time, I would say, because the boat was not moving. We were going 0.3 knots. I was like, oh no, maybe we're stuck here. Tide's coming in, so not the end of the world. But anyway, Dion got the boat moving, and I'll show you our track. It's quite funny when you're trying to re-anchor in the dark and you've got 25 to 30 knots blowing you sideways. Pink line is where we were the first day we came in. Yellow line is where we went with the changing tides and the strong northerlies forecast, changed colour. And then when the southerly hit this evening, we changed the colour to red. So that's us over here. And you can see that we made a little bit of movement, and that was enough to put us on the bottom here. So then picked up anchor, finally got the boat moving, picked it up here, and then drove around and re-anchored up here, and that's where we're sitting now. So hopefully we stay there. The first line, for your reference, is where we do our first drop to, and when we're happy with it we put a little bit more chain out and put a snubber on, which takes the weight off the capstan. Stop 1, stop 2, and hopefully we stay there.
When in your anchor.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough night. Haven't slept a whole lot. That there is the sandbar that we ended up on top of last night. Even before that, before we moved a little bit, our positioning was, there's a little white ball in the water there, and we were quite often just sitting right next to that white ball, so we didn't have to move far before all of a sudden the bottom came up very steeply. I don't know if you can see that, but it shallows out real quick and ends up on a mud bottom. Let's show how we got from clearing into Australia to river heads. From Bundaberg Marina we sailed down the coast, not stopping at Burrum Heads, but Hervey Bay instead, then Pelican Banks, Moon Point, Big Woody, and now river heads. What that doesn't show is that the river navigation with shifting sandbanks is a bit more complicated.
Having cleared in at Bundaberg, we took the obligatory Bundaberg Rum factory tour, abbreviated. Initially the rum factory was used for the sugarcane town's byproduct, molasses, and the business bloomed into an internationally renowned rum brand. There's a few headaches there.
No wonder the fence is electric. We had sailed into Bundaberg as part of the Down Under Rally, which is a make-your-own passage plan rally.
Alright, who wants a rum?
We had joined the rally for support in entering Australia without importing our yacht, and with all the correct documents in order, turns out we had nothing to worry about. Although a lengthy process involving a hunt for termites using a torch in all our darkest cupboards and corners, we didn't have any nasty surprises, and the wonderful staff at Bundaberg Marina had the incoming yachts and marina berths coordinated like a subway station. At least our rally fees included and were less than our whopping fees to enter Australia. But we're in and on our way to Fraser Island. We're just slowing down a bit because we're not sure about that bad boy. A little bit dark ahead. Little bit dark ahead. Definitely got rain in it. I don't know if it's going to make the wind pick up or not, but we've put another reef in just to make sure we don't get smoked. Good morning, Mr. Watch On.
Morning.
Hervey Bay. Hervey Bay. Well, turned out to be not a bad night's sleep. We ditched the Burnout River idea because we rung up the Coast Guard, which here is called, what are they called, Dee?
VMR.
VMR, Volunteer Marine Rescue, and asked them a little bit about the channel entry and checking the depth because the sand moves. And long story short, they didn't think it was the greatest idea for a keelboat to go up there. So we changed locations and came to Hervey Bay, which is at their recommendation, and we thought, oh my gosh, I'm not sure about this, and it turned out to be great. So far, day one, VMR, we're liking them. Real milk for the first time in like a year and a half. Are you enjoying the Great Sandy Straits?
So far, so good.
So far, so good!
Yeah, we got some good advice off the Volunteer Marine Rescue. They said to stay in Hervey Bay last night, which was good, which made for like a 12 nautical mile motor across to this spot here today, which is pretty cool. Moon Bay.
Moon Bay or something. That's a big tide. And we're parked close to the shore. When the tide goes out, you're like, oh, hello boat. Oh
Go.
My goodness. No wonder there's little balls everywhere.
It's like we're on The Mummy, on the movie The Mummy.
There's millions of them. Look at all the crabs on the move. Underlay, underlay. Little sand balls. They have been digging them up.
Feel mad.
Oh. Oh. Well, look at the colours. You are a special one. Wow. I've never seen anything like it. You're like a million running Christmas tree decorations. Oh, look, there's some more sparkly blue ones. I think the tide went out, mate. Oh no, you dropped at him. He's not moving. Oh, you might have hurt him. Oh, I'm sure shaking him up and down will make him feel better. Oh! Oh! Oh man. He doesn't like falling. Maybe put him back down. They say everything in Australia will kill you, and so I don't know what these mysterious crabs could possibly do. I don't think they can kill you. They're definitely creepy. Oh no, you're actually, they're making, oh, they're coming towards me. No, 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 no. Oh. Here we go. We have circumnavigated the moon. How cool. We're off to Big Woody. Big Woody! Here we go! According to sea maps, we're in 0.5 metres of water and came the whole way in unnavigable water as well. So you really need two sets of charts. We run sea maps on the chart plotter and we have Navionics as well on our phones, and it depends on where you are as to which one is more accurate. But I would have thought they were both accurate in Australia, and still it's worth having them all. So Navionics here on my phone shows a nice deep channel coming right up into the anchorage, and lots of little anchorage marks where other people have also anchored up here. So we came in very cautiously, assuming Navionics was right, but making sure that it wasn't sea maps that would put us on the bottom up here. Big woody anchorage. Got a nice woody island right there. Good for an easterly and northeasterly, which is what we're expecting today, and coming overnight. So, crack a spot, might even get a lighthouse walk in.
In the later 1800s, Maryborough became one of Australia's earliest and busiest immigration ports. In 1862, the lighthouses were developed and completed in 1866 to assist mariners at sea.
Really cool marbling colours in the rocks. It's cool! Jeffrey's Beach camping area. There's dugongs here. Very cool. Amazingly, in this area of Fraser Island, 6 of the world's 7 sea turtle species exist. So we've anchored down here near South Point. I've walked around here to Jeffrey's Beach camp area, and I'm going up to this lighthouse up here. The lighthouses were twin lighthouses designed to work in tandem as a fixed inline navigational aid, which was a unique arrangement, and I believe unique to these 2 lighthouses, which I am going to go and visit. And here's how they lined up. In 1987, the lighthouses became obsolete as solar-powered navigation buoys were introduced. Ta-da! We got there! It's not very big. Fairly short little lighthouse, but I guess that's because the ground is relatively low and so are the trees around it. That is the high tide line right there. That's how much beach space I did have at the start of this walk along the high tide line there. And 2/3 of the way through the tide, and it's all the way out there. They are whopper tides. Beautiful morning. We're cracking along at about 7.3 knots under motor, which is quite fast for us motoring. And why on earth are we motoring? Well, there's no wind to sail, but the tides here are really strong, so we need to be able to move with the tide going the right way, and today that means getting up and leaving at 6:30 in the morning. So less wind in the morning, let's go for a motor.
Next we leave Riverheads to explore further south the Great Sandy Straits of Fraser Island.